everyone. Thank you, MC. Before I begin, I want to wish everyone a happy 2022. I believe 2022 will be a new and better beginning. I hope everyone had noted down your New Year's resolution and to improve yourself. So this brings us to today's topic. We'll be discussing on out with the old, in with the new, and to renew our skin. With the upcoming Chinese New Year, we all hope to renew our skin just as how the year is starting anew again. And this means to be reborn and to have more beautiful and younger skin. But before we begin, let us have a better understanding of the basics. The first question, did you know that your body replaces itself regularly? What we mean by replacing itself regularly is of our cells. There are new and old cells, right? Actually, our whole body consists of different cells. They have a certain period of survival, which means that when they reach the deadline, even if they aren't damaged, they will still be replaced. And this is why old cells would die and will be replaced by new ones. And actually, you don't need to do anything, as your body would regularly replace itself. It's just that you don't notice it. Now, let us see how different it is in terms of their replacement speed. Like how fast does it happen? Okay, let us start from the top. The first one that I'm pointing at is our head. Actually, I want to point at the cerebral cortex, which is the cells of the outer layer of our cerebrum. And for those, they are never replaced. The cells of our cerebral cortex is a type that could never be replaced. And this has something that to do with Alzheimer's, which is that once they're damaged, they can never recover. And it's not just the cerebral cortex, it is the same for many other places. And that is why once we damage our brain cells, it can never be recovered. And other places, such as our teeth, actually the body of our teeth is made of cells. And if it's broken, well, there's no way to renew it. And so these are the two of them that everyone should know. Moving further down, we see this 300 to 500 days. What area is this? Well, this is actually our liver. In a year, there's an average of 365 days, right? And the cells of our liver renews every 300 to 500 days, which means that all our liver cells renew every once in a year, or a bit more than a year. And then if you look to the side, there's a 4 months, which points to our red blood cells. Our red blood cells are in our blood. And besides red blood cells, our blood also contains many other things. The red blood cells in our blood is responsible for bringing oxygen, and it helps to deliver oxygen. It changes one every 4 months, which means that we have a new batch of red blood cells every 4 months. So this is the lifespan of red blood cells. It lives up to 4 months. Now, let us look at the top, which is 2 to 9 days, which is the shortest time among all so far in terms of renewing. And this is for our digestive tract. And the cells in our guts would renew every 5 days. So this has something to do with how we keep eating and digesting. So it's renewal, and it is much more quicker. And if we move further up, it is 10 to 30 days. This is our skin. It's 10 to 30 days are uncertain. It depends on your body's condition, your age, and how quickly your body is aging. And all these would affect it. And if we look at it as a whole, basically our body would be all renewed from head to toe between every 7 to 15 years. So you're not that old actually. Besides the places that would never be renewed, the cells in our whole body would be renewed between every 7 to 15 years. Well, okay, why is renewal necessary? Of course, everyone knows that when things are old and worn out, we should change it. If you keep using it, its function might turn abnormal and degenerate. And so you will need to renew it. Of course, there are some places that we can't replace. For that, we have no choice. Therefore, we should take care and reserve it better, right? Now, let us look at the second question. Everyone will get old one day. This is something that we can't escape from, as this is reality. So how does aging affect our skin's ability to rejuvenate? If we are aging day by day, would our skin's ability to rejuvenate quicken or slow down? How does that affect my appearance? Before we answer this question, let us look at the process of our skin cells rejuvenation and how it occurs. Well, there isn't just one layer of skin. The skin can be distinguished into 4 simple layers. The top layer is the skin surface, and at the bottom we have the basal layer and dermis. Okay, our skin cells starts rejuvenating from the basal layer, and when it grows new cells, it will keep moving up. When it moves up, they don't immediately become whole new skin cells. Instead, as it slowly moves up, it is slowly maturing, and when it reaches the skin surface layer, it becomes the vital cells of our skin surface. And those old cells on the top would become dead cells and be replaced. This is why we say that we need to exfoliate and get rid of the dead skin. And when you get rid of the dead skin, the layer at the bottom is the new cells. During this process, the main purpose is to change up our old cells into healthier and younger cells. And with that, our skin would be able to maintain its firmness and brightness. And this is what we want, right? But as we grow older, let us see the differences between the cells renewal rate at different age stages. Okay, let's start from the day we were born. And these will be calculated by days, okay? Newborn babies' skin would actually renew every 3 to 5 days. And this is why babies' skin are so smooth, tender, healthy, and young. And this is because their renewal rate is very quick. And next is when we are a kid, our skin cells would renew every 2 weeks. And when we are in our adolescent years, our skin would renew every 3 weeks. When we reach our 20s, when we are all matured, our skin renews once a month. And when we are in our 40s, our skin cells renewal rate is 45 to 60 days, which means that the renewal only occurs every 2 months. And when you're 50, this is when you're gradually aging, right? And the renewal is slower and slower. It goes from 2 months to 3 months. And when it becomes slower, we will be having many dead cells accumulate on our skin surface, right? And it would be, when it was accumulated, there's no cells to replace them, and eventually affecting the skin texture structure. And with that, we'll start having a lot of wrinkles and our skin would be saggy. There are also many other signs of aging because all the old skin are on the surface and there aren't any new skin to replace them. And this is when your skin cells have low renewal rate. And that's the reason why you look very old. Actually, we need to ensure our cells have the ability to maintain at an appropriate renewal rate. Of course, as you age, it will slow down, but at least you should strive to have quicker renewal rate among your age range so that your skin looks even younger than those your age. Now that everyone understands the importance of our skin's rejuvenation ability, how should we increase skin's ability to renew itself? Should I just give up on maintaining my self-renewal ability when I'm already 40 to 50 years old? Well, of course not. As for this, you need to improve your skin's ability to regenerate. And to do that, of course, it's best if we start when we are young. And this is because we want to allow our skin to maintain in its youngest condition, right? Of course, there's nothing that is too late to start. We should take this opportunity to learn how to improve our skin's ability to regenerate. Before we learn how to improve, we first need to understand how our skin can renew. Okay, all cells in our body begins from stem cells. Stem cells are the originator, and it has the ability to transform into different types of cells. So if it's your brain cells, skin cells, or digestive tract cells, actually, all these originated from stem cells. Stem cells have the function to divide and differentiate continuously, and this is what is known as renewal. If you have stem cells, you will have the ability to renew, as it will keep dividing new daughter cells. And these daughter cells will carry out to divide into other cells with special functions. For instance, your heart has cardiomyocytes, and your digestive tract has smooth muscle cells. Your skin or your vascular epidermis have endothelial cells, and all these were divided from the daughter cells. For our skin, let us look at the picture on the right. Earlier, I mentioned that the basal layer and dermis is where our stem cells are produced in our skin, right? So it starts off from our basal layer. And the stem cells in basal layer will divide into multiple daughter cells. And the stem cells in our skin, it is actually preparing to turn into skin cells, right? So our skin's stem cells is also known as keratinocytes. And this is because it will form into a corneocyte, and that is why we call it a keratinocyte. Those are our skin's stem cells. And when our skin's stem cells are produced, it will keep moving up, right? Earlier, I mentioned that as it moves up, it is also gradually maturing and changing. And when it reaches your skin surface, it forms into corneocytes. Corneocytes are very important as it protects our skin, and that is why it is at the top layer. And this is how our skin cells regenerate. If you got injured, this is actually one way you can recover. And it needs to have stem cells to be divided into daughter cells. And with these daughter cells, they divide into corneocytes. Of course, as we get older, the metabolic rate of these stem cells would slow down, and cell renewal will slow down as well. I've mentioned earlier that with that, the cell division and cell's ability to repair would decrease. And that is why if you want to resolve our skin from degenerating, if we want to look younger, the basics is to ensure that our stem cells are healthy and they are still able to effectively regenerate so that we can have a healthy and younger cells. Now, let us take a look. If we want our cells, our skin cells, to have the ability to regenerate, how should we protect our skin cells? How do I promote the constant production and the division of the new cells? Okay, there are two key factors to delay skin degeneration and to promote stem cells' ability to regenerate. It is very important to delay skin degeneration. As mentioned earlier, our skin's rate to regenerate will slow down, and that is because you're aging. And first off, you need to protect your cells, your skin cells, and prevent it from the harm of free radicals. Free radicals are everywhere. As long as you're still alive and when your body is still metabolizing, it will produce free radicals. Of course, if you have very unhealthy lifestyles, for instance, you're always stressed out, you don't have enough rest, you smoke, exposed to pollutants, exposed to strong sunlight, all these would make your body have more free radicals, and your degeneration would accelerate as well. This is why those with a healthy lifestyle look younger, because they protect their cells from the damage of free radicals. And first off, in order to protect, we need to synthesize the free radicals, or to prevent our skin from encountering the free radicals. A really simple way is to apply sunscreen, wear a cap, or wear sunglasses when you go out. Another simple way is to not smoke. Of course, secondhand smoke is also smoking. So do try your best to avoid these harmful pollutants. And with that, we can prevent the damage oxidization would bring. Once it oxidizes, our skin would die and degenerate. After protecting ourselves from free radicals, the second thing is to promote stem cells renewal, because as we grow older, it slows down. And therefore, we need to promote and maintain the stem cells renewal rate through some external things. Now, let us take a look at how El Merino Young help in this aspect. We can obtain the two mentioned earlier, which is to protect us from the damage of free radicals, and second, to promote stem cells renewal. Let us now look at El Merino Young's active components. There are 4 main active components, and all these components are extracted from different parts of the world. Why is it that troublesome? Well, this is because we want to extract the best out of the best so that we can have an effective component. For the first one is pomegranate essence. Pomegranate contains fruits, flowers, and leaves, right? And we first extract it from its fruits, and which is called V. Quaternic. These are from Spain. And the second one is pomegranate's flowers, and their essence is known as V. Senta, which is also extracted from Spain. Why are these two components extracted from Spain? Well, this is because the pomegranates that are planted with biodynamic plantation, and they're actually surrounded by fertile volcano soil. The farming method that they use is known as biodynamic farming. So they do not use any chemical pesticides, but uses the most natural way to preserve the soil's nutritional value. And fruits that are grown here are relatively high in nutrition. For instance, it contains higher minerals. Okay, the second one, let's look at red-orange complex. Red-orange complex are active components extracted from red oranges. They are not juices squeezed from red oranges, all right? It's not like that. Instead, they extract a particular thing, which is this substance called ROC, red-orange complex, and those are from Italy. Okay, its planting method cannot be found in common places. Its plantation is located at places that are a bit more in harsher conditions, in intolerable places. So plants that grows in these places need to have a really strong protective function. And for this, I will share a bit more later. And it differs from common red oranges. Lastly is hydrolyzed marine collagen elastin peptides. These are originated from France. Later on, we'll further discuss its function and how it can help us renew our skin cells and prevent getting damaged by free radicals. Okay, the first one is, let's look at the Quaternic. I categorize them, okay? So let us talk about Quaternic and red-orange complex first. Well, what are they? They're both strong antioxidants. And after replenishing on these essences, they can also increase our skin's hydration, increase hydrolipid, which is the balance for the oil in our skin. And if we can lock the moisture and ensure that our skin has a balanced hydration content and a balanced hydrolipid, our skin will be smooth and it can smooth out wrinkles. when we are dehydrated, our skin will look really lifeless and we will look older and our skin will look really dry. And this Quaternic can allow our skin to be bouncy with hydration and to reduce the wrinkles depth. And they are very great antioxidants. With that, it can inhibit digestive enzymes in our skin. So what are the things that digestive enzymes are responsible to break down? They're responsible to break down our collagen. So if you have enough antioxidants, it can stop these breakdowns and your collagen will maintain as it is. So if you want to maintain good collagen, you need to have healthy skin structure. And when your skin structure is healthy, it will naturally lock in moisture and achieve the effects I mentioned above. Of course, this Quaternic, it is an extract like no other. It has this technology known as ADS. So ADS is a system that transmits, and after you consume it, it allows better absorption for your cells and perform its role. After this essence is retracted, it is sealed up in this nano B sac, and the outer layer of the B sac has a layer of amino phospholipids applied onto it, and this layer is applied so that our cells can absorb it better and it can be delivered to our cells to perform its role. So why do we need to seal it in a sac? Why can't we just eat it directly? Well, this is because we need to ensure that it doesn't get ruined by the environment in our body, for instance, the stomach acid. And if you consume it and it's ruined, the effects wouldn't be the best and they can't perform nicely. So this is why it has a special technology to it that allows better transmission to your cells. The second is red-orange complex. Red-orange complex has essence that are 3 times stronger as compared to normal red-orange extracts. It has strong antioxidant effects and it can help reduce oxidative stress. What is oxidative stress? Well, when our body has too many free radicals and when it ruins our cells and reaches an uncontrollable state, this is known as oxidation. And it will spread out more and more and its scope will be wider and wider. And when it reaches an uncontrollable state, it turns into inflammation. So based on studies, red-orange complex can reduce inflammation makers and reduce oxidation. At the same time, it also has another functions of promoting skin cells. Well, what cells do they generate? Well, there are 2 main ones. The first is fibroblasts and the second is keratinocytes. Earlier, we learned about keratinocytes, right? Which is the one on the top surface. So red-orange complex benefits the production of our skin cells. Keratinocytes are very important as it is a barrier that resists heat, ultraviolet, lock in moisture, and prevent invasion of bacteria. If you don't have enough keratinocytes or if it is unhealthy or too thin, all these would lead to skin problems. The second one is fibroblasts. Fibroblasts is the most common type of cell found in connective tissue. They secrete collagen proteins that are used to maintain a structural framework for many tissues. What does it mean if you have enough fibroblasts? Well, it means that your collagen secretion is good. And collagen's main function is to support the structures underneath your skin. And in other words, they are important cells that can help with skin repairment. Whether your skin can repair injuries and wounds properly depends on these cells. And ROC, which is the red-orange complex, they can help in this aspect. All right, the next one, the third one is V-centa. Earlier, the extraction are from fruits, right? And over here, these are from flowers. So what are they? They're actually the stem cells of plants. And we're not extracting the whole flower, okay? We're actually getting the plant stem cells in there. We mentioned earlier, and everyone understood that stem cells are responsible for continuous self-duplication so that we can have new cells, right? And studies found that after consuming these plant stem cells, as compared with sheep placenta or some other placebos, our plant stem cells, V-centa, actually is more effective in reducing our wrinkles depth and promote skin elasticity and allow better hydration lock. So the effects are very noticeable. So why is it effective? Well, when we absorb the plant stem cells V-centa, it can increase our skin stem cells' ability to regenerate. It improves the stem cells' ability to self-repair. And this is also related to protecting our DNA from getting damaged. Because the DNA in our body is responsible for commanding and giving us a series of instructions. It lets your cells know how to produce new cells. So if your DNA is defective, the outcomes you produce would also have some defects. And if your DNA is healthy and if it's protected without any damage, the things you produce, such as new cells, would also be healthy. Yeah, so this is one of the many reasons. And over here, V-centa helps to increase stem cell self-renewal and increase stem cell repair. If our skin is healthy, our elasticity would be good. Our structures will be healthy and we can lock in moisture. If we can lock in moisture, we would have less wrinkles. Okay, the last one is hydrolyzed marine collagen and elastin peptides. Hydrolyzed marine collagen is a type of collagen, but is not a whole collagen. It has been broken down into many fine structures. And elastin peptides are what our skin needs. Similar to collagen, it is also used to form a healthy skin structure. So the collagen contains these two components. Just by looking at it, you'll know that it mainly provides our skin the materials they need to improve the structure of the dermis layer. Because it allows our body to produce collagen and elastin and allow the structures of the collagen and elastin to be better. Studies found that it has the ability to reduce wrinkles depth, increase hydration, and improve skin protection. So if they have healthy structures, the skin's functions will perform at its best as well. Your skin itself is a really good protective layer, but if its structures are unhealthy, its protective functions would decrease as well. And through replenishing on collagen, you will realize that, wow, our skin's health condition will improve, our skin protection will improve, and our skin's wrinkles would naturally reduce. And so, okay, for that, this is for our last component. And that is it for my sharing today. I hope that everyone can remember the main points I have mentioned today on skin's ability to self-renewal. We first need to protect it from being damaged, because if they are damaged, it would degenerate quickly. And if we don't want to degenerate rapidly, we should first protect it. And at the same time, we should improve our stem cells' ability to self-renew. And with that, our skin will be able to replace itself regularly, and we can be even younger and healthier, as there won't be old dead skin accumulated on our skin surface, which makes our skin dull with wrinkles and sagging. Okay, all right. Thank you, everyone. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.